Hey guys, how are you? Listen to me. I want to ask you a question. Do you ever feel like you're giving more than what you're receiving? What if I told you that you actually have the power to take back your time, your energy, and your focus so you can prioritize yourself without the guilt feeling. A lot of times we need to take back our time and we don't because we feel guilty of the person we're saying no to, or we're doing that different thing and not showing up like we used to. So, guys, thank you for joining me today. Welcome, listeners to the High Vibrations podcast. So, let me do a recap real quick on what we talked about last week. So, this is episode 4. So, in our previous episodes, we've explored how to find joy in the mirror. We have talked about the importance of setting boundaries. We've talked about understanding your worth. We have talked about several things, and I've given you things that you can do so that you can improve yourself. And I've tried to bring some things to light to you to kind of help you understand how I kind of changed myself around from my low self-esteem diagnosis as well as no confidence. So let me ask you something. If I can help you with that, will you use the tools that I'm actually giving you? And I hope that you will say yes. So, guys, if you haven't listened to our previous episodes yet, make sure you go back and you watch those episodes. They lay down the foundation of what we're diving in today. So today's episode is all about taking back your power, and we're talking about setting boundaries, valuing time, and learning how to confidently say no. We did talk about no last week. I actually walked you through how to say no because I told you, let's say it together. Say no. No spells no, right? So that's what we want to do. We want to be able to say no and be able to stand by that. We have to be able to, keep our word to ourselves. So the power of saying no and setting those boundaries. Look, when we say yes to other people without considering our own needs, and that's what most of us are doing, we're giving away our power. Saying yes to everybody else just means we're saying no to ourselves. Regardless of if it's good or bad, we're still saying no to ourselves, to our goals, and the time that we need to grow. Setting boundaries is not selfish, and I don't know where that came from. Probably some myth where we when we were growing up, we were always taught to be nice, do the right thing for other people, you know. So it's not selfish and it's necessary. So you can't give to others if you're running on empty. And that's simply what we've been doing. We've been giving a lot of stuff to a lot of people, but we're not giving anything to ourselves, which means we're not even pouring into ourselves. How many times have you caught yourself actually showing up under, and don't take this the wrong way, but how many times have you actually shown up to hear from somebody else to pour into you? That's easy. But what about you pouring into yourself? But we're not going to talk about that. That's for a whole nother day that we're going to talk about that. Okay. So this is about preserving your energy for your own personal growth. Don't worry about when you say no, and somebody may feel rejected. You'll get through that. It will become so when we finish this entire episode, you will have the courage to say no and smile and actually maybe even help the other person come up with a solution to their own problem, right? So the role of self-esteem and this people-pleasing thing, I think a lot of us have dealt with that because that is just the way we were raised. Low self-esteem and lack of confidence shows up in a lot of ways, and especially the way we prioritize other people over ourselves. And it's not just about fear of public speaking or being shy. It's not just about believing that you're worthy either. A lot of times we think that that is just it's just those things. Oh, I'm shy. Okay. Oh, I have low self-esteem. I can't do this. You know, that's not, no, it's not about believing that you're worthy of time and effort spent on your own dreams. Let me say that again. It's not just about those fears of public speaking and being shy. It's about not believing that you're worthy of your time and your effort spent on yourself and your dreams. That's kind of hard. When I thought about that today, I I'd already had this prepared, but as I was going through it, I thought about, I remember when I was in the fourth grade and I played the violin. And believe it or not, y'all, it was awful. It was awful. And I played that violin. It was so bad, but I played that violin like I was like, it was just beautiful. And all those notes were wrong, but I just played it anyway. And it was wrong. But I don't know where the confidence came from when I did that, but I just knew I was right. I was so proud, you know? So so for a long time, I lived my life as a people pleaser. And I said yes a lot of times, most of the time, to helping other people with their kids, doing favors, putting everybody else's needs above mine. But listen, we already do that as women. When we have children and husbands and stuff, and we have parents, we put them first. And you ever heard the saying, "Oh, I can't tell them no; they won't understand." Whenever they call, I'm there, right? We have got to stop feeling like we are obligated to do that, because we're not. We're not going to be putting everybody else's needs ahead of our own. And when I was doing that, I didn't realize that I was really affecting my own growth until I started focusing on myself. When I realized that what I had done, it was after the fact, after I started reading more books, I started really tending to myself, if you know what I mean. So let me just, I'm gonna just draw a picture for you. I was so busy picking up somebody else's kids, running to the store for somebody else, keeping somebody else's kid over the time. Last minute thing happened at church. I need to go. Oh, you can't make it. Okay, I'll do it. I'll go earlier. Oh, you can't stay late. No problem. I'll do it. We don't realize that all of those things are keeping us busy. You ever heard the saying, busy doing nothing? I was busy doing things, but I wasn't busy doing anything to, there I was again saying yes, 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 because I was dependable. Remember last week? I said, oh my gosh, this is crazy that I'm thinking about it now. But that's what I was doing. And just now, well, like I said a few minutes ago, when I was getting ready to get on, I realized, I said, wow, I said, this really does have a huge effect on what you don't do for yourself. The books that you won't read, and the time you won't spend listening and learning, even spiritual. We're always finding a reason not to do what we need to do for us. So that people pleasing stuff was crazy. I didn't realize I was sacrificing my own growth until I started focusing on myself. That right there, y'all. Oh goodness, I hope that is opening up some doors and really got you guys thinking. So this is important to remember. Low self-esteem doesn't just make you hesitant to do things for yourself. It stops you from even considering your own dreams as worthy of time and the effort. Have you ever thought about that? Okay, let me ask you a question. Did you even have any goals and dreams written out that you could be working on? Probably not. That's why you kept saying yes to the other people. That's why you were doing everything you could do to suit and be there for everybody else. Why? Because what did I just say? Because you didn't think you don't first of all, you didn't think you were worthy of it because you didn't have nothing in place. You didn't have anything. You weren't intentional about anything. When we have goals, it makes us intentional. Here it is. That's what we're doing. What we're doing, that's right here. I've changed so much. If it's not in the book, it's not being done. Hey, can you such? Let me check my book. Oh, you ain't in here. I know it just seems so crazy. It just seems so crazy, but it does. It really stops you from considering your own dreams. And that's if you even have your dreams written out. So you start living day by day. I'm talking to you about my own experience. Day by day. You wake up, you go to the bathroom, you go to work, you come home, you cook some food, take care of the children, go to bed, wake up, go use the bathroom, go to work, come back, get the children, do cook, and all that. It's the same. Y'all, that is no way to be living. It's no way to be living. That living day by day, just going through the motions, building everybody else's dreams and leaving your own dreams behind. But you know what? You can take your power back through self-worth. Now imagine this. How much more would you actually accomplish if you started putting your own goals first? Remember, you got to write them down. You got to put them in a notebook, make a list or something. If you took time every single day and you look and you take time for yourself every day. Look at this. Do some personal development. Work on your health, your dreams. That right there, when people call, you won't have time to say yes. You've just now taken back your power without even thinking about it, because now you're intentional about your dreams, your health, the things that are going to grow you. So now it's time for you to make your goals just as important as the needs for everybody else around you. And you can still serve them. So don't think that you have to say no every time, but you still need to serve yourself. And you start small, read a book, write down your goals, make room, make some special room for you to grow. A lot of us won't even grow ourselves because we just feel like, I don't know, maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe I'll do it later. I want to watch this. I want to catch up on a sitcom or what have you. I don't know. I just know that you can change stuff if you want to. So when we don't set boundaries, this is what happens. We lose the most precious thing that we have, and that's our time. And time could be spent reading a book, getting a new skill, working on a passionate project. I just bought seeds and things and dirt so that I could start me a garden outside, on the deck and on the ground. You could be simply taking care of your mental state or your physical health. The moment that I changed and I began to focus more on myself, I was dedicating more time for my own personal growth, whether it was my affirmations reading or it just being intentional about my mornings. And y'all know I command my morning. My morning routine is very important. I can't just get out of the bed and just start my day. I have to go to my morning room, grab my Bible, I do get my phone because I'm listening to something on YouTube. I'm listening to a prayer on YouTube. And I've got my journal. I've got my gratitude journal. I've got my pen. So you want to be really, really intentional. And here's the thing. Whether whether you're doing this while you're on your bouncer, whether you're doing it while you excuse me, or walking in place, or you're stretching and listening to something, everything works out and comes together. So I just know that when I decided to change things for myself, that's really when I really got intentional. Honestly, that is when I began to pull out my notebook and I began to write things down. Because when you don't take time to write, you don't take time to kind of be intentional, you won't even have a list. You will not have a list. Guys, you cannot be afraid to prioritize yourself. This is what I want to give you guys. This is what I want you to take away today. Saying no is not about rejecting other people. It's just about protecting your time, your energy, and your dreams. And when you do that, you now set a form of self-respect, self-love. Prioritize yourself. You will not regret it. And remember, every time you say yes to somebody else, you're actually saying no to something that could have been moving you closer to your own dreams, closer to the dreams that you want to see you and your family at. Start saying no more often and see how much room it creates for the things that truly matter in your life. Guys, I want to thank you for listening today. I want to remind you, today is episode 4 of the High Vibrations podcast. And I hope you really found some value in today's conversation that will inspire you to start taking your power back and start setting some healthy boundaries in your own life. If you missed any of our previous episodes, episode 1, 2, or 3, go back. They're available now for listening. And you can listen to them, take your notes. And if you're enjoying the podcast, y'all, don't forget to subscribe, share with a friend, and leave a review. And we will see you next time. And for those of you all who don't know, yes, we are live Eastern Standard Time. And some things happened today, and I didn't get a chance to sit down and actually do the recording. So I said, I'm just gonna go live and do the podcast with the people today. I really appreciate you guys joining. And guys, let me tell you something. This is from my heart. It doesn't matter what type of home you came from. It doesn't matter whether you have a GED or a doctrine. It doesn't matter. You are in charge of you. And if you just keep moving forward, I promise you, you're going to find the courage, you're going to find the confidence to move forward, to do the things that you thought you couldn't do, to do the things that you didn't think that you were qualified to do. And let me tell you something, can't nobody qualify you except 2 people. Number 1, you're already qualified by God. And number 2, you qualify yourself. You see yourself as qualified, but you got work to do. Go read, write those goals, and get busy on yourself. Start saying no more often. I love you guys. Thanks for joining.